Hi, I'm Mark Bedore. Today's Wild West is along the Missouri River outside the tiny community of Virgil, Montana, where the only way to get across this river is on a ferry. The Missouri breaks, rugged, broken, and unspoiled country along the upper Missouri River in central Montana. Now protected as a national monument, this area is home to a thriving population of transplanted bighorn sheep, and a dirt road offers an adventurous drive through some very remote country. So remote, in fact, that when you get down to the river, you'll discover there's no bridge, only a ferry. What a beautiful spot you have.
Yeah, it is.
Jack Carr is our friendly ferry operator. We actually met Jack the night before when we drove down from our hotel in nearby Winifred to scout out the ferry.
They planted bighorn sheep, reintroduced them here about 35 years ago, and they are the predominant animal around here right now.
Former school teacher enjoys running the ferry, calling it the least boring job he's ever had.
It's just visiting with people is interesting, and I always ask, where are you going, where are you coming from, where are you going, and get a, everyone's got a story to tell you, so, and they want to know about the history of the ferry.
The original ferry was put in by homesteader Jack McClellan back in 1921, and the private operation was later sold to the Stafford family. Today, the Stafford-McClellan Ferry is owned by the county, operating from the 1st of May to the end of November.
There's a bridge upriver about 13 miles, and they don't want to disrupt this section of the river. Did someone get up and cook you breakfast this morning?
No. 8 to 10 vehicles cross here on an average day, many of them tourists. But local ranchers use the ferry as well, which cuts off an hour on the trip to Billings for those who live north of the Missouri. We spent the night south of the river, 16 miles away, in tiny Winifred, Montana, population 205. All is quiet and deserted on a peaceful Sunday morning. And so is the road to the ferry. Nobody here but us, and the rugged, beautiful wilderness. It's like having the whole world all to yourself. We've set out to see all three of Montana's Missouri River ferries. Upriver, there's the Carter Ferry, just south of the small town of Carter, about 25 miles northeast of Great Falls. It crosses another quiet stretch of the river, traveled by Lewis and Clark on their epic journey more than 200 years ago. But first, we drove to Virgil, better known to locals as Virgil. After you've crossed the Missouri River on the Virgil Ferry, you can spend the night at one of the most unique B&Bs in the country and sleep in a restored homesteader cabin.
Well, some people say, well, they get here, who comes here? How do you sell anything? And our location is probably our best asset.